Welcome to today's topic. Today we are discussing addition and subtraction of vectors. As you know, vectors cannot be added or subtracted by using ordinary laws of algebra. You cannot add vectors just like numbers. To add two or more given vectors acting in a plane, we use the following laws. They are triangular law of vector addition and parallelogram law of vector addition. So to add or subtract two vectors, we use these two laws, triangle law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. Let's discuss triangle law of vector addition first. In triangle law of vector addition, you can see in the diagram, that is A, there are two vectors, vector A and vector B. So to apply triangle law of vector addition, first of all, you should shift vector B parallel to itself and keep the vector B in such a way that its tail coincides with the head of vector A. So what I will repeat, you have to shift B and keep it on the tail of vector A. That's what you need to do. But while shifting, you should be careful so that its direction is not changed. Okay, so that is very important. So while shifting vector B from its original position to the head of vector A, okay, so tail of vector B should coincide with the head of vector A. In that way, you have to keep. So in doing that, the vector B should not change its direction. As you can see in the diagram here, there is no change in direction. Okay, so that way you have to do. Now, after keeping like this, what you need to do is from the tail of vector A, you have to draw a line to the head of vector B. From the tail of vector A to the head of vector B, draw a line and put the arrow mark from the tail to head. That will give you the sum of vector A and vector B. So, first of all, you have to keep vector A as such, then keep vector B on the head of vector A such that tail of vector B coincides with the head of vector A. Then after keeping like that, join the line, that means join the tail of vector A with the head of vector B. Then put the arrow mark in the direction A to B, so that third line which we have drawn, that represents what, vector A plus vector B. So we usually use the letter R to denote the sum. Here R stands for resultant. So the resultant, okay, resultant. So resultant R is equal to A plus B, vector A plus vector B. So this is how we can use the triangle law of vector addition. So in this method, the vectors are arranged head to tail. Hence, this method is also called as head to tail method of vector addition. Also, since the two vectors and the resultant form the sides of a triangle, it is also called triangle method of vector addition. We can thus state the triangle law of vector addition as, if two vectors are represented by the two sides of a triangle taken in same order, then their resultant is represented by the third side taken in opposite order. So this is how the triangle law of vector addition can be stated in in the form of a statement. If two vectors are represented by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order means tail to head, in that order, then their resultant is represented by the third side taken in the opposite order. So that is what the triangle law of vector addition says. Now coming to the next method, that is parallelogram law of vector addition. Now let's see what parallelogram law of vector addition says. Parallelogram law of vector addition states that if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram having a common origin, then their resultant is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the origin point. Okay, so let's see in detail what is this parallelogram law of vector addition and how can we use this to find the sum of two vectors. So here we have the picture showing the application of that parallelogram law of vector addition. First of all, we have two vectors, vector A and vector B. So here we have to shift vector B and we have to keep vector B with the vector A such that the two tails, so the two vectors, two tail points should coincide. In that way we need to keep the two vectors. So take care their directions should not change. Okay, so you can either shift A or you can shift B also, but after shifting the directions of the two vectors should not change. So in that way you have to shift the two vectors and arrange them in such a way that their tails meet at a point. That point of intersection of that tails, it is O actually. That's what we take as the common origin. Okay, now if the two vectors are given like this as the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, so to assume them as the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, you have to complete the parallelogram. So this shows the completion of parallelogram. So with vector A and vector B with their tails at O, we have completed the parallelogram. Okay. Now according to this parallelogram law of vector addition, you have to draw the diagonal from the common origin to the other vertex. Then that common diagonal, that diagonal drawn from the common origin, that diagonal represents the resultant in magnitude and direction. So this is what parallelogram law of vector addition says. So this diagram shows that resultant vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B. Okay, so once again we'll go through the statement of parallelogram law. Parallelogram law of vector addition states that if two vectors are represented in magnitude and direction by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram having a common origin, then their resultant is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the origin point. So that's what parallelogram law of vector addition is. So first of all, arrange the two vectors with the common origin. What do you mean by common origin? The point where the two tails meet each other, and complete the parallelogram. Then draw the diagonal from the common origin to the other vertex. Then you will have that diagonal. That diagonal represents the resultant of the two vectors, vector A and vector B, in both magnitude and direction. So this is the parallelogram law of vector addition. Now let's discuss the properties of vector addition. The first property of vector addition is commutativity. What do you mean by commutativity? Commutativity means vector A plus vector B, it is equal to vector B plus vector A. Even if you add B with vector A, vector B with vector A, or vector A is added with vector B, whatever way you are taking the sum, the resultant will be the same. That's what we mean by vector addition is commutative. So this diagram shows vector A plus vector B and vector B plus vector A. In the first diagram, it's this diagram. In diagram A, first of all you have vector A, and with the vector A, vector B is added. So the resultant shows vector A plus vector B. In the second diagram, first we have drawn vector B, then on the head of vector B we have kept vector A. Then we have drawn the resultant. Okay, so that's what vector B plus A. So you make the correction there, that is R dash is equal to vector B plus vector A. It's printed which one, vector A plus vector B. So you have to write there what, vector B plus vector A. So I think you understood the difference in the two diagrams. Here first diagram is vector A plus vector B. First diagram is vector A plus vector B, and second diagram is vector B plus vector A. Okay, so we started with, in the second diagram, we started with vector B. Then on the head of vector B, vector A is kept. Then we have drawn the resultant. Okay, in the first diagram, first we have drawn vector A. Then we have kept vector B at the head of vector A. Then we have drawn the third side which shows the resultant. But we are getting both the resultants to be, in both the diagram we are having the third side, no, that in the parallel directions with same what magnitude, that means length of that third side in both the diagrams, they are the same. So it means that both r and r dash are the same. That means vector A plus B, it is equal to vector B plus vector A, which proves the commutative property of vector addition. So if a question comes to prove commutative property of vector addition, these are the two diagrams which you have to draw. Okay, so from that diagram you have the conclusion, that is vector A plus vector B is equal to vector B plus vector A. So that is about commutative property of vector addition. Now coming to the next property, that is associativity. Associative, that vector addition is associative. What do you mean by vector addition is associative? It is very simple. Vector addition is associative means vector A, so it is vector A plus vector B plus vector C. So what do you mean by that? Vector B plus vector C, the sum of B and C is added with vector A. That is the same as vector A plus vector B plus vector C. What is the difference there? Here A and B are added first and the sum of vector A and vector B is added with the C. Okay, or with the sum of vector A and vector B, C is added. That is the meaning. So the thing is, this associative property of vector addition means both are same. That is A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Okay, so we can prove that associative property by the method of graphical method. Okay, so here first two diagrams we discussed the same, that is A plus B and B plus A. The two vectors vector A and vector B are given. First we draw what A plus B. This diagram shows vector A plus vector B. So while drawing you should be very careful, you should not change the direction of what vector A and vector B. Okay, in the same direction you have to draw. Then vector B also drawn, then A plus B you will get like this. Then in the second diagram, this diagram is which one? Vector B is drawn first. Then on the head of vector B, vector A is drawn. Then this represents vector B plus vector A. So again these two diagrams 1 and 2, they represent vector A plus vector B is equal to vector B plus vector A, which is the which property? Commutative property. Now coming to the third diagram shows the associative property of vector addition. So here actually we haven't taken what triangle law first, actually we have drawn all the vectors first. Let's see first how the vectors are drawn. You just see there are three vectors to be drawn. So how they are drawn first? That is vector A we have drawn. Then from the head of vector A we have drawn vector B. Now then from the head of vector B again you have vector C. This is how we draw the three vectors. So I'll show once again. So what did I say? First you have to draw vector A. So this is vector A. Then at the head of vector A you have to draw vector B. So this is vector B. Then at the head of vector B you have to draw vector C. So this is how vector A, B and C we have to draw. Now what we need to do is we have to prove that vector A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So first of all we need to find A plus B, then add it with the C. Like that we have to proceed. So in doing that, to show that first of all we have what vector A plus vector B. So this is vector A, then vector B is this. So what is vector A plus vector B? This line is vector A plus vector B. Now that vector A plus vector B, this is the direction that is kept on the tail of vector C. So A plus B plus C, that gives you vector A plus B plus C. So this is vector A plus B plus C. Okay. So we got A plus B plus C. Now to find A plus B plus C. So first we need to find which one B plus C. So vector B plus C. So this is what B plus C. Now B plus C comes on the head of vector A. Here you have vector A. So vector A plus vector B plus C is equal to the same thing, that is vector A plus vector B plus C. Okay. So we are proving which one? That associative property of vector addition, that is A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Now we have subtraction of vectors. So subtraction of vectors means either vector A minus vector B or vector B minus vector A. So actually subtraction can be defined in terms of addition. That's what the logic which we follow here in subtraction of vectors. So vector A minus vector B can be written as what? Vector A plus minus vector B. What do you mean by minus vector B? Minus vector B means negative of vector B. What do you mean by negative of vector B? Negative of vector B will have the same magnitude as that of vector B, but direction will be opposite. That's what we mean by negative of vector B. So negative of vector B is to be added with vector A. So A plus minus vector B will give you vector A minus vector B. So that's what it is explained in this diagram. Let's see that diagram. So first of all, the vector A is given. Okay. Vector B also is given. So if you find the sum, you will get A plus B. That is there. But actually what you need to find, you have to find vector A minus vector B. Okay. So to subtract B from A, what we need to do? We have to add minus of or negative of vector B with the vector A. So first of all, you should draw negative B. So that's how that negative B comes there. Okay. So this negative B and this B, this B, both of them should be of same magnitude. That means while drawing, these two vectors should have the same length because both of them are of same magnitude. Okay. The only difference is they are opposite in direction because this second vector is minus vector B. So negative, opposite in direction to vector B. So minus B we have drawn. Now A, on the head of A you have minus vector B. Now just to join head to tail, that means tail to head, then you will get what? Vector A plus minus B, that is vector A minus vector B. So this shows vector A minus vector B and this shows vector A plus vector B. So these diagrams and all you have to study well. For example, this question, this topic, that means subtraction, or this diagram as such can come as a 1 mark question. You may be asked to represent both addition and subtraction of vectors in single diagram. If such a question comes, this is the diagram which you have to draw. You have to draw vector A and vector B. So you can show vector A plus B, and by drawing minus B, you can show vector A minus B also. Only this much for today. Thank you.